You ever glance at the clock and it says 3:33 again and again, almost like it's following you, like time itself is trying to whisper something? At first you thought it was nothing, just a coincidence, but deep down, it kept pulling at you. What if it's not random? What if it's a divine code, a signal, a spiritual message designed specifically for you? And the reason you keep seeing it is because you're not listening close enough. Listen, if you're watching this right now, it's not by chance. Chosen ones never arrive at the truth by accident. And if you've seen repeating numbers like 3:33, 11:11, or even heard that quiet voice in your heart nudging you toward something you can't explain, then this video is your confirmation. You see, spiritual awakening rarely looks like what the world expects. It doesn't begin in temples or on mountaintops. It begins in isolation, in silence, in the strange pull toward the unknown. And for many, it starts with angel numbers, like 333. That's why you're here. That's why your soul was drawn to this exact moment. Let me ask you something. How many times have you felt different? Like you don't fully belong in this world? Like no matter how much you try to fit in, you just can't? Maybe you've been through a lot lately. Spiritual attacks, broken relationships, feeling disconnected from your purpose. You're not crazy. You're not lost. You're awakening. This is the moment where you stop doubting who you are and start remembering why you were sent. Because if you keep seeing 333, you're not just going through life, you're being guided through it. That number, that pattern, that frequency is not a glitch. It's a divine wake-up call. It's the universe, the creator, whatever name you give to the divine, trying to cut through the noise of this world and say, you're ready. Now listen carefully, because by the time we reach topic 4, I'm going to show you something most people never realize. A truth that's been hidden in plain sight, one that might shake your current beliefs to the core, but will finally give you the clarity you've been searching for. Because this number, this moment, this message is about more than curiosity. It's about activation. And those who are meant to hear this will feel it deep in their spirit. But before we go any deeper, I want you to do something small, but powerful. Click that like button right now, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Not just because it helps this channel, but because it sends a message to the universe that you're ready to receive. You're showing up. You're saying yes to your divine path. You're stepping into the frequency of the chosen. And trust me, what's coming next is going to unlock something in you, something sacred, something ancient, because this number you keep seeing, it's not just a sign, it's an invitation, one that only a few will understand. Let me know when you're ready for the next part of the script, where we deepen the emotional connection and begin revealing the hidden meanings of 333 through a story or transformation example aligned with your full structure. We're just getting started. It all started on what seemed like a completely ordinary night. You were lying in bed, scrolling aimlessly, half asleep, when suddenly you felt that pull again, that strange urge to look at the clock, and there it was, 3:33. Not the first time. In fact, it was the third time that week. You stared at those glowing numbers, cold blue against the darkness, and something inside you shifted, like a quiet echo from somewhere beyond. At first you shrugged it off, but then it happened again, and again. 3:33 a.m., always when things were quiet, when the world was still, almost like the universe waited until you were finally alone to speak. You started asking questions. Googling seeing 333, meaning searching angel number 333, looking for answers to a question you couldn't quite form. Why do I keep seeing 333? Why now? What does this mean? That's when the discomfort began. Not fear, but an unshakable feeling that something was waking up inside you. Like you were being watched, but not in a bad way. More like seen. Like something far greater than you had just whispered. You're ready. And from that moment on, life didn't feel the same. Every time the number appeared, on your phone, on receipts, on license plates, digital clocks, total views, it was like a pulse, a pattern, a sacred reminder that reality had layers. And one of those layers, it was calling you by name. You started dreaming more, feeling more. Your intuition got louder. You felt like a veil was being pulled back, not all at once, but slowly, like light coming through heavy curtains at dawn. And this number, 333, was the key. You felt guided, but also unsure, torn between wanting to believe and fearing that maybe you were losing it. Let me tell you something. You're not crazy. You're awakening. Because 333 isn't just a number. It's a spiritual sign, a frequency, a divine signal. And if you're seeing it, it's not by chance. It's because you're aligned with something sacred, something powerful, something ancient. You might not understand it fully yet, but deep down, a part of you already knows. This is your moment. This is your message. You're not just watching this. You're being called. And here's what nobody tells you. The meaning behind 333 goes far beyond basic numerology. It's not just about balance or spiritual guidance. It's about remembering, reclaiming. It's about a spiritual contract you made before you were even born. I'll go deeper into this soon. And trust me, what I discovered will blow your mind. Because I used to think it was just a number, until I found out what was really hiding behind it. But I want to ask you something. Has this ever happened to you? The clock hits 3:33 and your chest tightens, not from fear, but from some strange sacred recognition, like your soul just stood up and said, "Pay attention." If that's you, I want you to pause this video right now and comment below with the number 33. No explanation, just 33. Let's see how many of us are receiving the same message, because this is more than a coincidence. It's a code. And soon, you're going to see why it was placed in your path and what it's unlocking. But what does it actually mean? Why 333? Why now? And why does it feel like it's happening only to you? That's what led you here. Because somewhere deep in your spirit, you know, this number isn't random. And the truth is, most people don't talk about what's really behind it. You've probably seen videos, blog posts, even spiritual guides that tell you 333 means balance or spiritual protection or divine timing. And sure, that's part of it. But it's not the whole story. There's something hidden, something sacred, that very few spiritual teachers will ever admit. That's why you're here now. Because the ones who are meant to see, do. The spiritual meaning of 333 has echoed through mystical traditions for centuries. In sacred texts, triple numbers represent alignment between the mind, body, and spirit, or the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in Christianity. In numerology, the number 3 carries the vibration of creation, divine communication, and expansion. And when it's repeated 3 times, 333, it amplifies. It becomes a spiritual alert, a signal that you're in divine alignment, being watched, guided, and activated. It's a code for the awakening of the chosen ones. Yes, I said it, chosen. And if 333 has been following you, it's because you are one of them. But here's the part they never tell you. The truth most mystics hide behind soft words and surface answers. 333 is not just a comfort, it's a call to action. Because once this number starts showing up, your time in hiding is over. You're not just awakening, you're being assigned. There is something you're here to do. And ignoring the signs won't make them stop. There's a reason you've felt different your whole life. Why you never fully fit in. Why you've been through the pain you've been through. Why, even when you had moments of peace, something inside still whispered, "There's more." And then the number appeared, 333, a divine timestamp, a spiritual checkpoint, a message from beyond the veil saying, "We're waiting, step forward." But most people don't step forward. Most people dismiss it, scroll past it, silence the pull, until the signs fade and the window closes. And that's why I need you to hear this now, before it's too late. Because once you see 333, your spiritual path is no longer theory. It becomes real, urgent, sacred. Right now, you're being called into divine timing. And this moment, this very second you're watching, is part of that alignment. That's not a metaphor. That's not a poetic idea. That's the truth. And the more you ignore it, the louder it becomes. Until eventually, the universe shakes you awake. So, I need to ask you again, has this number been showing up for you? Not just once, but over and over, like a secret code that only you can see. If that's happening to you, pause this video for a moment. Go down to the comments right now and type, "It means something." Not for the algorithm, for you, to affirm to the universe that you are listening, that you're open, that you're ready to see what comes next. Because what I'm about to reveal, very few have ever heard, and it's not for everyone. In the next part of this journey, I'll show you the real reason why 333 won't leave you alone. It's not random. It's not just spiritual fluff. It's a mission, and it's waiting for you. You're about to see what 333 is really asking of you. and everything will start to make sense. The moment you start seeing 333, everything shifts. But here's the truth. Seeing it isn't enough. You have to answer. Because this isn't just a sign. It's an invitation to transformation. There was a version of you before this awakening. A version that doubted, that felt lost, that questioned whether you were enough, that carried wounds from the past, heartbreaks, spiritual fatigue, betrayal, fear. You lived in silence, trying to survive in a world that never fully saw you. And then, the pattern began. You started seeing 333, first in the corners of your life, then everywhere, then inside you. You started feeling the pull, the spiritual awakening sign you couldn't ignore. You tried to explain it, tried to logic it away, but you couldn't deny it anymore. Something was calling, and now you're standing at the edge of something sacred, something eternal. The number 333 is not passive, it's prophetic. It's the divine knock at the door of your soul, a holy interruption in the middle of your ordinary life. You're being asked to remember who you really are, because the chosen ones don't just observe signs. They respond to them, they act, they shift, they transform. You are being asked to evolve, not into someone else, but into who you've always been, the version of you before the fear, before the doubt, before you were told to dim your light to survive. That version, your new self, is not coming. It's already here. And 333 is the trigger that activates it. It's no coincidence that this number appears when you're at your lowest or you're most confused. It shows up when your soul is ready to rise, even if your mind doesn't understand yet. It's the echo of the divine saying, "It's time now." There are no mistakes in divine timing, no accidents in spiritual alignment. If this message is reaching you, and you feel chills down your arms or tears in your eyes, that's confirmation. You're not broken. You're breaking through. This is what true transformation looks like. It doesn't begin in comfort. It begins in chaos, in loss, in uncertainty. But when you say yes to the process, something shifts. You begin to live with intention. You begin to speak from your soul. You begin to walk in the path of the chosen. You're no longer just existing. You're awakening. And every time you honor the sign, you come closer to your divine identity. You stop looking for the light, and you become it. Others won't understand. That's okay. This isn't for them. This is for the ones who see, the ones who have been feeling this for years, but never had the words. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not behind. You're being called. And what's coming in the next part of this message will shift everything. Because what I discovered about 333, and what it truly means for those who are ready, is deeper, wilder, and more powerful than anything you've heard before. But first, I need to know, are you really feeling this? If you've been sensing the same pull, the same fire waking up inside, I want you to go to the comments right now and type, "Yes, not for me, for you," to declare your awakening. And if you know someone who needs to see this, someone you know is starting to awaken, share this video with them now. Be the sign they've been waiting for. Because what's about to be revealed next will change the way you see your life forever. Here's what no one ever told you, what they won't say in spiritual circles, what isn't in the books or surface-level explanations online. The real reason you keep seeing 333 everywhere is because your soul already said yes before your mind even realized it. And now, the universe is waiting for your body to catch up. You didn't stumble into this moment by accident. You didn't press play on this video because you were bored. You were pulled. And what's been pulling you is bigger than logic. It's divine intelligence, operating outside of time. You keep seeing 333 because it's your code, not a general message, but your specific alignment signal. It's your confirmation that your old timeline is no longer valid. That version of your life, where you felt stuck, unseen, disconnected, unsure, expired the moment you became aware of this number. And every time you continue to see it, it's like the divine is tapping on the glass saying, "Why are you still in the past when I already opened the door to your future?" This number is not just symbolic, it's prophetic. Let me say this clearly. 333 is an awakening call to the chosen ones. It's heaven's way of saying, it's your time now, and your job is no longer to question it. Your job is to step into it. But here's what most people do wrong. They get the sign, and they wait. They wait for more confirmation. Wait for someone to tell them what to do. Wait for life to get easier. But 333 doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who respond. You want to align with the meaning of 333? Then you need to take aligned action. You need to move with faith. You need to shift your habits, protect your energy, elevate your thoughts, and start walking as the version of yourself that 333 is calling into existence. This is your moment. Right now. It's now or never. Because signs don't wait forever. Divine timing is real. The portal opens. But not for long. I've done the research for you. I've studied the spiritual texts, ancient numerology, mystic traditions, testimonies from thousands of awakened souls. And they all point to the same truth. Those who respond to 333 are the ones who change everything, in their lives and in the lives of others. And that's why you're still here. Because you're meant to change things. You're meant to remember. You're meant to wake others up. And it all starts when you say yes. Now imagine this. You finally stop resisting. You surrender to the frequency. You accept the mission. And your life, your real life, begins. You feel guided, empowered, protected. You feel yourself becoming someone you've only dreamed of being. Not in the future, but now. Because that's what 333 wants for you. It's not here to tease you. It's here to transform you. So here's what I want you to do. If you felt everything I've said today, if 333 has been speaking to you, I want you to go to the comments right now and type, "It's my time," or just, "Chosen." Let this space become a spiritual portal. Let the others find you. Let's build this community of the awakened, the ones who listened, the ones who acted. And then, if you're truly ready to step into your new version, hit subscribe now, activate the bell, and share this video with 3 people. Yes, 3, who you know have been seeing 333. Maybe they haven't understood it yet. Maybe they're still questioning. But you've been activated. And finally, I want you to answer this in the comments. What was the moment when you saw 333 and knew it meant something? Let's find the pattern. Let's see how this divine sign has been whispering to each of us in different ways. Because God doesn't shout. He speaks in signs. And 333 might be the one that changes your entire direction. So the question is, what will you do with this sign? Because the numbers already appeared. The message has been delivered. Now, the choice is yours. If this video stirred something inside you, don't let that feeling fade. Click like right now, not just to support this channel, but to show the universe you're awake and ready. Hit subscribe and become part of this growing family of awakened souls. This is your place, your people. Share this video with someone you know is feeling lost or seeing the signs, or just needs to hear this message today. Don't keep it to yourself. Be the sign for someone else. And now, your journey doesn't stop here. Click the next video that's showing up on your screen right now. Have you always felt different? Now you'll understand why. There's a reason you've been feeling this way. Let's go deeper. Let's unlock what's next. I'll see you there.